But what in the world happened on Dynamite?
Let's go to AEW Dynamite.
How did the death riders perform this week?
I apologize if you hear noise behind me. The wind is mighty crazy today. AEW Dynamite, Jim, December 18th, Wednesday night on TBS, 8 to 10:06 p.m. On average, 625,000 viewers.
Ouch.
That's up 5% from last week and up 6% and 6% from the trailing 4-week average.
I didn't realize that. I thought last week was 6 something better than that, but go ahead.
Last week was 594. The 4-week average is 589. And Dynamite came in number 3 on cable in the key demo, only getting beat by California versus UNLV in football, college football, of course, and Gutfeld on Fox News. I don't watch it, so I don't know. I guess it would be Gutfeld. The challenge on MTV was number 4. But let's go to these quarterly numbers. These were compiled by WrestleNomics, Jim.
You know, that also brings to mind that all of television just sucks today.
But that's the other thing. Everyone always points to the problems with the changing technology and the way people consume media. The other problem is TV sucks.
Yeah, what do you want to consume there?
You know, when people are like, oh, people don't watch late night talk shows anymore. Well, maybe because they're all fucking soft and shitty. Maybe that's why. Maybe because people don't want to just watch people play games with celebrities. Hey, let's all have fun and be friends. Fuck that. Let's go to the quarterly number breakdown. If any programmers need someone to take over, let me know.
Yeah, there you go, Fred Silverman.
AEW Dynamite, he ran 2 networks. AEW Dynamite on TBS, December 18th, 2024, quarter 1.
One of them into the ground.
8 to 8:15 p.m. Let's talk about the positives, Jim. 8 to 8:15 p.m. Orange Cassidy, Jay White, and the Hangman, Adam Page, backstage. Followed by Darby Allin and Will Ospreay, backstage for promos. Followed by the start of Mercedes Moné versus Anna Jay, with picture-in-picture ads, 737,000 viewers.
Well, again, their big start is smaller than it used to be.
We go to quarter 2, the continuation of Moné versus Jay. The FTR promo in say unmarked. The FTR,
in an unmarked grave or an unremarkable promo?
The FTR promo in an unremarkable room, I guess is the way to put it. The MJF Adam Cole live angle and Jamie Hayter's backstage promo, 725,000 viewers.
Well, now that's a surprise. When is the last time you can remember they only lost 12,000 viewers from quarter 1 to 2?
I can't. It stands out. And it goes against the trend line of the last 90 days, obviously. And, you know, whatever you want to say about Mercedes Moné, you know, I said you almost have to believe that a lot of the fans that watch AEW think of her as 2 different people. They like her in-ring work, and they hate everything about her character and her promos and her angles. And the Anna Jay versus Mercedes Moné match, for whatever reason, or maybe it's Anna Jay.
For whatever reason, you and Anna Jay.
For whatever reason, well, it's not me. I'm not 725,000 people, but it held the audience. But let's see what happens next. Quarter 3, 8:30 to 8:45 p.m. An ad break. Hook and Shibata versus Christian Cage and Nick Wayne with picture-in-picture. 596,000 viewers.
Oh, so that's, wait a minute, for 129,000. That's more than they usually lose from quarter 2 to quarter 3 or most quarters.
That is a significant drop. I think I said before we had the numbers when we were doing the review, I had to think that match would be one of the big things to drive people away. Nobody cares about the Christian Cage stuff. Nick Wayne's not been established well, if you were going to. Hook has less buzz now than ever before, and Shibata is going to cause people to turn the channel. No matter how fair or unfair that is based on talent, how he's been used with his little fucking pocket talker or whatever.
The pocket talker.
But we go now, Jim, to quarter 4, 8:45 to 9 p.m. The continuation of Hook and Shibata versus Cage and Wayne. the Chris Jericho video in New York,
Oh, boy.
the Bandito video, an ad break, and then Mariah May's backstage promo. 622,000 viewers.
So, boy, howdy, it was that match. They gained 26,000, and they never gain in quarter four. So a lot of people just said, fuck, we'll watch a test pattern.
It's, when we get to the end, you'll see it's very interesting. The things that we predict people are going to say, I'm not watching, it's happening. It's really happening in real time. But we go now to quarter five, the big 9 o'clock hour, 9 to 9:15 p.m. Ricochet and the Hurt Syndicate live angle, Shelton Benjamin versus the Beast Mortos with picture-in-picture, and the post-match with the Hurt Syndicate and Daniel Garcia, 626,000 viewers.
So they picked up 4,000 at the top of the hour.
Also, in terms of the key demo, 1,000 off the high point, which was the second quarter of Monet versus Anna Jay.
And, the Hurt Syndicate has done a wonderful job getting over so far, but against the, great value Mantar, that's fun. Anyway.
We go now to quarter six, 9:15 to 9:30 p.m., an ad break, Ricochet and Swerve Strickland and Prince Nana's backstage angle, Tony Storm's interview, Will Ospreay versus Darby Allin, the start of it at least, 608,000 viewers.
Oh, so Ospreay and Darby Allin are two of their most popular guys. You would think that for this audience, that's something they would have wanted to watch, even though it was a goddamn pinball machine, but they lost 18,000.
Well, we go now to quarter seven, 9:30 to 9:45 p.m. The continuation of Ospreay versus Darby, picture-in-picture ads, and the post-match with Claudio, 601,000 viewers.
Jesus Christ, and they didn't keep the ones that they had for the start of it. That surprises me.
And again, this may be the other story. The Mercedes Moné Anna Jay match holding the audience. The Christian Cage match not surprising anyone by completely losing the audience. This is the other story, because this is a multi-week story now. Quarter eight, I remind you we have a 6-minute overrun. 9:45 to 10 p.m. An ad break. Hangman Adam Page, Jay White, and Orange Cassidy versus the Death Riders with picture-in-picture ads. 519,000 viewers.
Oh my God.
6-minute overrun, 534,000.
Bunch of people looking for Modern Family.
Also, quarter eight was the low point in the key demo. It went from, in quarter seven, Darby versus Ospreay did 601 with 249,000. Male 18 to 49. That dropped to 216. 519 and 216 in the key demo. For the Moxley stuff. Every quarter they put the Moxley stuff in. It was the lowest start of the show when they started him on the show. It's killed the end of the show. It's killed the 9 o'clock hour. Every segment they put the John Moxley Death Rider stuff in is killing the audience.
But you got to admire them for their consistency.
Again, two stories here. The Mercedes Moné match somehow keeping that audience, and then everything else driving everyone away.
And so from the start of regulation to the end of regulation, they had lost 218,000 viewers and picked up 15,000 in the overrun.
So I guess we should talk about it briefly here, because when we return from our break, ratings may be a bit different, because the streaming on Max starts in January. So you have to presume they're going to have a precipitous drop because people may be streaming it as opposed to watching it on TV.
How much more precipitation can they take?
I don't know. Because the other thing is, it's not like, they're always, ECW was desperate for clearance. Because the idea was, if we can get more people to see us, there are more fans who would want to watch us.
That's always been the overriding theory.
Right? If we can get our pay-per-view everywhere, we're not saying everyone's going to buy it, but there's fans spread out. We need them to have a chance to get it. with AEW going to Max, it should be a situation like that. Now it's going to be more easily available. It'll be everywhere. But I just don't know if it's going to really cause... Like, there's no one like, I just wish I could see AEW. I can't. Like, there isn't a fan like that. It's everywhere. Their YouTube numbers are going down. It's the interest in the product. So now they'll be on Max, and this may end up being a more interesting story in the long run, considering the changes at Warner Brothers Discovery and the decisions they've made. But we'll see what happens. But the ratings are about to...
Well, now let me ask you this for the people who like this streaming television. If you're in your house, you have cable and streaming. If you got both of them, then which one would you, as a unbiased person not like me, rather watch, the cable or the streaming, if you can watch the same show on each service?
If I'm in my office, I'm going to watch on cable first. If there's any problems with that, I would go to streaming, but I'd watch on cable first. But I guess that's because I grew up with cable. I've always had it. I still prefer it. But especially amongst the younger audience, it's the opposite. You have kids, who never had a TV in their room. You have kids who never had cable, never wanted it. And
well, yes, I agree with that.
So I think for them, if there is an audience, and I don't know how much of an audience there is, of people who really wanted to watch AEW but didn't have cable, so they had to access it through, it's not nefarious, just bootleg means. I mean, I don't even know how, or just wait for YouTube. The question is, and I don't think it will, is this going to cause a major surge of people to check out the product because it's on Max and have never seen it before?
Well, I don't think so, because there's the TV show that people are seeing is not causing a surge of people to want to watch it. But the point I was making is maybe it won't be that big a drop because we know that the people that are already watching it have cable. So that was my question is, I wonder if there's any statistic of the people who, if you've got both cable and streaming, which one do people watch primarily if it's the same show on both things? That would determine whether or not, you hear me what I'm telling you?
Yeah, I mean, I literally had a cable person here in my house maybe a year and a half ago, and they were working in one of the rooms and they were telling me, oh, you can get rid of the cable box here. I said, what do you mean? They said, well, if you get an Amazon Fire Stick or Roku, you can use that and then use the cable company's app and just stream your cable.
Oh, good Lord.
And, I was like, I never knew that was a thing you guys allowed. Oh, yeah, you could just stream. Instead of having a cable box, you could just plug your streaming thing in and stream the cable service in the house. So we'll see, but that's the AEW Dynamite ratings.